Hi, Voyagers, especially sixth graders. Welcome to Mill Creek and welcome to Voyagers. I hope you are as excited about getting started this year as I am. I will not be at parent night, however, tonight, back to school night tonight because of my broken ankle. That's a fun adventure. There you go. So I need to get home and elevate it pretty quickly. So anyway, I won't be here this evening, so I wanted to send you a video, make a video with my presentation so that you would kind of know what's going on, know the basics. It might be a little longer than you want it to be, but I'm going to try to cover a lot of the frequently asked questions that I get. And then, of course, if you have any questions or concerns, or if I've forgotten to cover something, send me an email, give me a call, or stop by my room. I'm happy to talk to you, and can't wait to see your faces. Let's get started. Oh, these are just some photos of some of the fun things that we do in Voyagers projects, and this one actually was fun because a student designed it. So again, field trips and projects and activities, trying to get your minds engaged. I'm always trying. One of the things that I always tell my students is that my goal is for my class to be just the right amount of frustrating. I want it to be challenging for you so that you're getting out of your comfort zone and you're trying something that you haven't tried before, and maybe you're kind of stumbling through something. But I also want you to feel supported and encouraged and feel, you know, welcome to make mistakes, and feel like this is your home here at school. All right, what do services look like? Oh, I'm going to kind of not start with that though. Sorry. I'm going to start with what you should bring to Voyagers. First of all, I want you to bring a folder, just a basic, like a strong folder with brads. We tend to be hard on those folders. So we're going to put some things in your folder when you bring that to class, like the Voyager pullout schedule that you want to have with you so you can check it all the time, your personal IEP rubric so that you can be thinking about growing in your goal outside of Voyagers. I tell my students you're with me about 5% of the time here at school and you're gifted 100% of the time. And so I want you to be thinking about your goal and thinking about how you can grow, looking for opportunities to grow in your goal even when you're not in Voyagers. What else? Oh yeah, we'll put some other things in there too. I want you to have a working pencil. I know that sounds like an obvious one, but sometimes we just don't have enough pencils in here. So working pencil, your agenda, your planner. You'll get a planner your first day of school probably, and I want you to bring that to Voyagers because we do put reminders in there and we write down our Voyager schedule in there, highlight days, and a lot of my students don't like to use that planner, but I really, really encourage it, especially for your first year here at Mill Creek. So we'll write down field trip times, due dates, things like that in the planner. And also earbuds. This is new this year, so we'll see how this goes. I know that they sell them for $5 at the checkout line at Walmart or Price Chopper, so if you can get those really cheapy earbuds, that would be fine for us. But we would really love it if you could bring in earbuds and keep them in the Voyager classroom. We use those especially for IEP work days where the students are doing all kinds of independent things based on their IEP goals and based on their interest areas. And sometimes that involves watching a TED Talk or listening to a podcast or watching a video or interacting with a website or even taking a master class or a class through Johnson County Library. And then BYOD is optional, so if you have a smartphone or a Chromebook or an iPad or a laptop that you are bringing to school for bring your own device activities, then bring that to Voyagers as well. If you don't have one of those, my daughter won't have one, we do have laptops available most of the time. So that we will make sure that works out. The other thing is, if you have a library card, I would like for my students to have a library card because there are a lot of opportunities for enrichment through the Johnson County Library. So if you haven't signed up for a library card, I know we've got that brand new library in West Shawnee, get a library card and bring that so that you can sign up for classes that you're interested in. We've had some great success with that, and some of my students have really loved the opportunities that are provided through Johnson County Library and Voyagers. So those things. Okay, next, what can you expect to attend Voyagers? Of course, you will rotate out of classes 5 times every 2 weeks. Plus, you can come to Voyagers anytime you have permission from a teacher if it's not a regular pullout time. So If you are finished with your assignment in your science class, you're done, and you ask your teacher, hey, can I go to Voyagers? And your teacher says yes, come on down. We are happy to work with you on enrichment, extensions, IEP work time, or just to talk to you about a challenge that you're facing and kind of help you problem solve some of that stuff. So come on down. This is your home here at school, and so you can come down even if it's not a plot time, if we're here, only on days that we're here. But also come and have lunch with us. If we don't have a class and you want to come down and have lunch with us, come on down. So we love to see your faces. We want you to use your planner as an organization tool. Keep track of your rotating schedule. Here at Mill Creek, we are here, Mrs. Mawson and I are here on Mondays, Wednesdays, and alternating Fridays. We are at Lexington Trails on Tuesdays and Thursdays and alternating Fridays. So every Monday and Wednesday you'll have a pullout, and then every other Friday. You can also expect to become self-advocates. It is a beneficial and necessary skill that will serve you well as you transition to middle school. So we will be encouraging you to try to start. We always want you to come to us if you have a challenge or a problem that you need help with. Our first piece of advice will be to try to work it out so that you can solve the problem, and then if that doesn't work, then we obviously want to step in and support you in that as well. But we want to try to become more independent in middle school. And then to understand your own gifts, strengths, and stretch areas. Pullouts, rotating schedule, so you'll be pulled from different classes on different days. You'll get a sense of that calendar pretty quickly. Students are responsible for the content that they miss from the class, but not the work. That can become a little bit tricky when you've got things like long-term projects and you miss for Voyagers, you still have to turn in the project, or if you have a quiz that you miss, or a test, or a lab. But teachers have the calendars, so they can plan around Voyager pullouts. Plus, you've got several other Voyagers in your class with you, being pulled out at the same time with the same teacher, so that kind of support from the group will be really beneficial. Also, these teachers are very used to the schedule, and they have been doing this for years. So even though it's new to you, it's not new to them, and they will be very supportive and flexible with the schedule. But as always, if there are any concerns or you're feeling stressed because of the schedule, or you feel like you need some help with that, let me know. I'm there to help communicate with teachers, help advocate for you, and help you solve those problems. We will not be having Voyagers the first week of school. We just find that it's really important for core teachers to meet with their students that first week. They do very important things like establishing expectations, relationship building, getting to know the classroom and the schedule, and those things are so essential for a great start to the year and setting a foundation for a great year. And so we don't pull students from classes for the first week or so of school. So we will start our pullouts on Wednesday, August 22nd. We would love to see students before that. We're inviting students to come and have lunch with us this Friday. It's optional, of course, but we love to see their faces, and we can hand them the paper copy of their August pullout schedule at that time. Otherwise, we'll find them in the hallway and give it to them. We will not be pulling any students from Compact Math, but that doesn't apply to 6th graders, so I'll move on. What is our Voyager classroom like? We often start Voyagers with a puzzler or a plexer, something to get their brain working, a logic puzzle. Sometimes it's math, sometimes it's the NPR Sunday puzzle, but always something to get them engaged and get their brains working. Always things that are recommended by the National Association for Gifted Children, specifically for gifted thinkers. And then we have lesson days. So these are days when all of us are doing the same activity, working together to try to build a lot of different skills, critical thinking, maybe creative thinking, problem solving, research. So we try, and getting to know what gifted means, kind of researching their own giftedness. Those are lesson days that everybody will be doing things together. Again, those come from the eminent people in the gifted field and from the National Association for Gifted Children. Then we do menu days where students are working on their individual IEPs, but they get to choose which of these 4 or which of these 3 activities you want to work on. So maybe some students are building Catapult while other students are looking at song lyrics and doing a literature analysis of that, and other students are creating an escape room online with using technology. So that's just an example, but they get to choose, but from a small list of options. DIY days are a little more open. So these are days when students think about their IEP goals and their interest areas, and they get to design their own IEP workday. And we, of course, guide them through that. Sixth graders don't have as many of those, especially right at the beginning, because they're getting used to being more independent and advocating for themselves. And but we'll walk them through that process. And then we also have game days. Again, we only do games that are recommended by the National Association for Gifted Children. So these students, your children might be learning about some new games that are unique and different and involve critical thinking and collaboration and creativity. And then, oh, whoops, I think I skipped something. Oh, maybe I'll bring it up later, but we also once a quarter have an all-day seminar. Sometimes it's a field trip that, I take them to do some enrichment. Sometimes we have guest speakers come here and we do activities here at the school. And so once a quarter, I pull them for the entire day, and we have a special enrichment opportunity. Okay, what can you expect from your child? They will be transitioning from being dependent to more independent. That's just that's what happens in middle school. They're learning to solve their own problems, and they're advocating for themselves more, and we just support them and encourage them with that process. They're making more connections to the world, thinking more globally, thinking bigger. And then they're going to change a lot. The majority of the emails that I receive from parents pertain to how much their children are changing. Communicating with parents less is a big one. Sometimes they'll tell you things that they won't tell me. Sometimes they'll tell me things that they won't tell you. So as long as we're all on the same page and working together, I think that we will make a good support team for the child. General information. Students will self-evaluate, reflecting on their growth and progress each quarter. Sometimes I agree with them. Sometimes I have seen something that they don't. Sometimes they see something that I haven't. I'm not with them all the time. So sometimes they grow in their leadership goal in science class, or they're able to grow their literary analysis skills in their ELA class. And so I think it's really important for them to evaluate themselves, reflect, and report on their own growth. And then I make the final call on their progress reports each quarter. Oh yeah, here we are. They participate in 2 seminars, a field trip, and a mock trial. So once per quarter, I will pull them for the whole day. Okay, next. Oh, I'm going to skip that because I'm going a little bit long on time. I just want to say that 6th grade at MCMS is a fantastic place to be. The teachers are very, very supportive, very flexible, very willing to communicate and work with you. All of your kids have really hit the jackpot with these teachers. They're really excellent to work with. But as always, if you ever have a concern, we encourage you to communicate early and often. It's not too small if you have a concern. Just let us know, and we would love to help you problem solve. And then you may need to talk to your teachers about questions or concerns, or talk to Mrs. Mawson or me. We like to hear what you're thinking. We like to hear what your concerns are. We like to hear what you need. That's what we're here for. All right. I'm going to skip the little bit of stuff about me. I'll tell the students a little bit about myself. I guess I'll tell you a little bit. So I've been teaching at USD 232 since 2005. I taught 7th grade science for 11 years, and this is my 3rd year teaching gifted education. I have 3 of my own children and a husband. I grew up in Arkansas, loving horses, books, and gymnastics. I was in the Gifted and Talented program, so I have a little bit of a unique perspective just because I've taught it and I've been through that program, and so hopefully that is an asset for these kids. My role as a gifted facilitator to provide enrichment for your child, to meet his or her unique intellectual needs, to support your child's affective needs and encourage him or her as an individual, to advocate for your child with teachers and staff, and to provide support for teachers as they try to meet the needs of these advanced students. All right, here's my information so you can get a hold of me. I think that's right. Yes, it is. Thank you so much for listening. Sorry it was long, and sorry I'll miss you tonight at parent night, but I can't wait to meet you another time, and I can't wait to get this year started. Have a great day.